Welcome back, guys. Unknown003 here, coming at you with another character tutorial, and this time we got the Sandy Sorcerer with the sadistic smile, Conra. So this is definitely one of the hardest characters to actually figure out in the game, let alone be good with him. And it's mostly due to the fact that he's more revolving around like trap zoning and range grappling as well. I'd say the benefits to him is the fact that although he does have like zoning and of course the grappling, he does also have great mobility so long as he has the sand trap right under him as well. Easy access to it, can jump around and pretty much still attack from afar. And that's what makes him really good. But the downside to it is that if the opponent is able to like either teleport or get right in his face, he has very little defensive options. So that is something, or very much a risk and reward for this type of character. There is hardly other fighting game characters quite like him, but I'm sure if you look hard enough you'll definitely find some in relation. But anyway, let's go ahead and get to the main entree here. So we're going to be starting off with the normals, of course. So first things first, we'll just go with light, simple, medium. This is where the range starts coming in, as you can see. Very good, almost looks like Wolverine's claws. And there's the heavy. Very good range, as kind of expected. The kicks, yeah, light kick, medium kick, another decent range. And heavy kick, and we'll be talking about more. We'll be talking more about this in a second. But anyways, crouching light, crouching medium, another very good ranged attack. But keep in mind that with the ranged attacks, they will not hit the opponent if they are up close to you. So again, it's one of those situations where they have to be kind of distanced from you in order for them to work out for you. So yeah, there's the crouching heavy punch. Just a quick launcher, and you can combo off of it, which is really cool. Crouching light, crouching medium kick, and crouching heavy kick. So yeah, the basic attacks. Yeah, so this is light, this is medium, this is heavy. You could use this as a cross-up option as well. Light, medium, again, good range, and heavy. So we'll be talking more about those in a second. So first things first, we'll go with Sand Punch. And this is just a regular heavy kick. It just creates a little sand geyser for you. And the reason for this is going to be important. We'll be talking about that in a minute. This one is crouching heavy kick, and it pretty much just puts it right in front of you. Punch does make it a little bit closer to the opponent depending on where they are, but this one just summons it straight up when you want to use it quickly. And the heavy kick in the air, that's where you get that. And it does do a little damage. You can use it as an opener as well if you hit the opponent with it. But yeah, another thing to know is that if you do have this set up, you can press all three kicks and then just get teleported to it. But it does cost a little bit of your like potential damage, and if you are like at 1% by the near the end of the match, you will die. So that is something to be careful with. Do not press it on accident, because it very well may cost you the game. So yeah, there's that. Now let's go ahead and have fun with this here. Okay, so the first thing we could do with this is crouching forward heavy kick, or light or medium kicks. This is light kick. That's all it really does. It just it pokes the opponent, launches him backwards. But if you notice that the character is a little bit blue for a moment, the reason why is because it basically slows down the opponent for like a few seconds. which is very good and very scary for the opponent as well, because again, they're going to be negative on particular moves if they try attacking, and overall the startup is going to be slow too, so you got that for you. Okay, so let's do this. Crouching forward, medium kick. Just a simple stab. Again, it pretty much does the same thing, but it just leaves them in place as opposed to the light kick here, which launches them backwards. Now, this one, although it doesn't slow them down, if they are close or like very close to the sand trap here, all you got to do is down forward heavy kick. Bam! You can immediately combo off of that. And yeah, needless to say, it is somewhat damaging. Okay, hold on. Let me do this proper. Yeah, so very cool. Very cool. And yeah, it's more than just attacking as well for you to use this. So what you can do is that you could go forward, just double tap forward when you are close to the sand trap here. And the hand is pretty much going to launch you, and yeah, that's basically the premise of it. And then same thing, if you do down, up, it pretty much launches you upwards a little bit more. It very much applies to like down, up, back, and also down, up, front. Bam, just like that. So again, that's where most of his mobility kind of comes from. And it's also what makes him pretty freaking good. So yeah, another thing is with the... There are some like moves that are unique. So this is back heavy kick, or heavy punch I mean. Just a stagger. This is back medium punch. Just a simple forehead attack. And of course, you can combo off of it. And then we'll go to down back medium punch. Nothing too special, just another normal. And this down back heavy punch, excuse me. This is also an anti-air that you can do. It just launches them backwards, and then you continue your zoning and stuff. So how you do that is completely up to you. And yeah, this is pretty much a similar thing, just crouching light punch, pretty much the same thing here. And yeah, that looks like that's basically it for like the normals and stuff. So let's get to the meat and potatoes and talk about his special moves. So first off, we got fireball forward or down forward punch. You just get this move, pretty much a whirl. So this isn't gonna be where the damage comes from. But if you want to do a ton of hits with this character, this is pretty much the move for you. So yeah, if you do the heavy version, it's going to be a wall splat if you are close to a wall, of course. Very cool. And if you do the shadow version, it does like 10 hits like super fast. Yeah, so you have that for you. And yeah, that's basically the premise for the whirl. So we'll go into the down back punch. So depending on which button you press, you're gonna get like from different angles. So if you're feeling a little risky and you predict an opponent jumping, you could do down back heavy punch. Just a very relatively quick anti-air grab. And almost similarly, you got the medium punch as well. It is a little further like up to the right, but it is a longer range as well. And yeah, if you want the standard grab like in the on the ground, that's gonna be where the light punch kicks in. You can do some neat stuff with it as a follow-up, like this. We'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, that's basically the premise of the grab here. It is not a linker, so you cannot link it, like unlike the whirl here. but it is where the damage comes in if you want to end it with the heavy punch. And of course, no different is going to be the Shadow version. Yeah, so nothing like metal clinking on the floor just to lighten up your day. Anyway, yeah, that's basically it for the grapple move. You know, just, it does have a decent range, but it's not incredible. So, yeah, you gotta be somewhat, like, mid-screen to kind of connect it. And just to show you, yes, unlike some of the normals that will just not work at close range, the grapple will. So you have that for you. And, of course, it is unblockable. But anyways, before I forget, let's go back to the whirl actually. So, I forgot to mention that if you do have like the sand trap here available, and you do decide to execute whirl, you're gonna get this. You can follow up with it as well, depending on, you know, how you hit it. There you go. Yeah, see, it gets the recapture, and then you just combo off of it. But another interesting thing that you can do with it is that if you decide to hold it, one, the whirlwind gets a lot bigger, and two, let me show you guys something. Hold on. Block everything. Alright, so the opponent's going to be blocking now. But if you hold it, it's not going to matter. It becomes unblockable. Yeah, so it's a very cool little tidbit for you to know. And yeah, super important. There we go. Back to our scheduled programming. So yeah, next up we got the this little swarm move, which is going to be down back kick. So the strength of the move really just makes the difference on the duration and the distance that it goes. So light, it's not really going to go far, and it's going to go away a little quicker. But if you do the heavy version, it does go a little bit further, and it does last like a wee bit longer. So there's that for you. You can use it as a linker, as such. And if you do the heavy version of it, that kind of follows up. You could do this and get that. It's pretty neat. You know, just one of those setup options that he has available for him. You know, if you want to kind of trick the opponent or lure them into the swarm, that is what you can do. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but, you know, it adds up over time. So, yeah, that's the linker. Let's go ahead and show the Shadow version. Bam, 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 bam. Yeah, so there's that. But yeah, I did want to mention that with the swarm, if I hadn't already said it, it does not change elevation, so it's not going to drop down on the opponent, which is why you would have to like launch them upwards, kind of like that, so that it can be used effectively. So yeah, consider the options. There is definitely a lot to be learned with Kan-Ra, especially in terms of like the setup stuff. But yeah, you got that for you. So let's go ahead and go into his last move. Okay, so this move is going to be down forward kick. Just the sand spikes. It completely changes where the opponent is getting launched depending on what button you press. So the light version puts him right to you. And the medium version puts them relatively close to where you are. Yeah, not as further a range as the light, as you can see. And then the heavy version launches them backwards. So again, that's where the zoning and the trapping stuff kind of comes in, where you could do these moves, try to scare them into doing a move, and of course you could do it again as many times as you want. So it's very dangerous what he could do with it. Bam! Surprise! Yeah, so you got that. And yeah, so with that, let's go ahead and go into his shadow version of it. You could do it mid-combo or just in the fly, kind of like this. So if you do the heavy version of that and it does connect, it does slow the opponent down for a short duration as well. So again, their startup time and all of their moves and recovery is going to be a little slower. So again, very dangerous. But if you do the heavy version of it, or the, this is the linker, it just launches them upwards. Yeah, kind of like this. Unfortunately, you can't really combo off of it. But again, you got the setup of the sand trap literally right under them. So if you want to just keep zoning them or, you know, like potential recapture as well, you can do that. So yeah, that's basically it for the sand spikes. And the basic premise of what Conrad can do, it's very dangerous. Got the reset on accident. Bam, bam, bam. Yeah, so for people just getting into the game, this is a character I highly recommend you do not play at first, because for one, there is so much that this character can do. And two, like, if you are one of the more rushdown characters or like interests, this is definitely not the character for you. But again, zoning, traps, and all of that stuff, you know, like setups, you name it. This is one of the best characters and very unique, especially in this game. So yeah, let's go ahead and go into his combat trait, which is what I forgot to mention in the beginning. But with the combat trait, what he can do is that if you do a particular like normal that is within range, you could do the down forward heavy kick and immediately teleport into them. But again, the sand trap has to be like close by for you to do that, or let alone activated, because otherwise you're just gonna get normal into the Okay, actually I lied. Forget what I said. Yeah, it's really cool. So, like, ranged hitting, you get the person from range, bam, immediately teleport to them, man. Like, super dangerous. A single, like, connect from a normal, bam, he's right back in your face. He does, like, a particular launcher, sends you flying back. That, for example, just backdashes, pokes you, you name it. He does all those things. So yeah, a lot of those things that makes him really good is ultimately thanks to sand trap and stuff, because of the whole range, the mobility, and the traps as well. But when you have instinct mode on, he could do all of those things without having to use sand trap. So again, down back, that's where the mobility is coming in. You could do this, like the sand trap setup, or the whirlwind, without even having, again, sand trap activated. You could do the unblockable if you hold it. Yeah, so you name it, man. And immediate usage of this, which is kind of what it already does, but you get the point, man. Yeah, I kind of noticed, like, you can't actually do anything with it if you do the shadow version of this. Which sucks, but hey, it is what it is. But yeah, that's basically it for Conrad, man. Like, again, one of the most difficult characters to kind of figure out in the game. But if you are one to kind of like explore the zoning, the grappling, you know, the range grappling, and of course like traps and setup type archetypes, then this is the character for you. Because again, he has like almost everything that you would want from a zoner and a grappler, or like a range grappler at least. So yeah, consider the options. But yeah, that's gonna do it for now, guys. Hopefully this has been, informational for you. Instructive. That's the word I was looking for. Jesus. But yeah, hopefully this was instructive for you guys, and hopefully it gives you a little better idea of how this character works. And again, once you get up close to him, that's where the kind of danger comes in for this character, because again, he doesn't have a lot of defensive options, but which is ultimately why he distances himself. So that's gonna do it for now, guys. Tune in next week where we dive into Riptor, who is a very interesting stance character. We'll talk more about it next week, but in the meantime, thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Fight on, everyone.
You'll make a fine specimen. You'll make a fine specimen. Ready. Fight. You will no longer need this.